New Trading Post live, new Burning Crusade Timewalking live, new Mists of Pandaria Classic comes live. So a lot of things just went live today. Let's talk about it real quick, as well as the Greedy Emissary event and how to get this thing done quickly. Here we go. 500 extra Trader's Tender this week for filling out your little Trader's Tender vault, right? So going through this thing, we already know there's going to be 3 rewards to get this week, which is kind of cool, as well as the badass-looking charger at the very end. Usually you get 500 Trader's Tender off the bat. Well, you'll get an additional 500 Trader's Tender for completing this thing. So not to mention the 500 that you get just for showing up and logging in. That means you can get 1,500 total Trader's Tender this week for just doing the things you usually do around the game. This is a nice trading post. I'm excited to get in here, check out some of this stuff, buy some of these things. But this Forsaken Grotesque Charger, of course, is going to be the one everyone wants to get at the very end of the post. Burning Crusade Timewalking is now live, as I mentioned earlier. That means you got Timewalking dungeon events, Black Temple Timewalking, and the new BC Timewalking rewards will be available again for purchase. So yeah, so continues the new Timewalking, event that continues on the last couple of weeks. You can still get yourself the badass-looking, right, pirate, what is it called? The Corsair mount. So by doing a bunch of these Timewalking dungeons over and over and over, building up that buff continually and keeping it alive, you can get yourself that mount. We found that you don't have to wait a week or two. You can just literally grind out Timewalking dungeons and get the Corsair mount. So that's pretty nice. If you still haven't gotten it, go get it. And if you want to get some of these other rewards from the Burning Crusade Timewalking stuff, also some really cool things to purchase here with your Time Warp badges. Moving on to this piece here. The Goblin event, okay? This is your little Goblin event, right, to get your recolored Tier 2 sets and potentially get the new Inarius Charger mount. So there's going to be a way to do this quickly, okay? I'm going to explain how you can do it the fastest way possible. So here we go. These things are going to be spawning in Undermine, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, and Dornogal, but fuck it all, you're just going to spend your time in Undermine if you really want to do this thing quickly. The reason why is all the elites in Undermine have a chance to spawn the portal. Now, the only way they won't spawn the portal is if the portal problem's debuff is on them. So if you're flying around looking for elites and you see this little debuff on them, don't kill them. They're not going to spawn a portal at that time. But if they haven't spawned a portal within the last hour, you can kill them to spawn one of the portals that'll trigger the little goblin boy to come out and run around. You kill him, you do the things, and you get your shot at some loot. So you get a shot at the Inarius Charger as well as collecting some of the currency, the new currency. Yes, there is a new currency for this event. So you get the currency for it, and you can use that to buy your tier set. Now, the nice thing is, each one of these elites has can spawn a portal every hour as long as they haven't done it in the last hour. That's for every elite in Undermine. So that's pretty cool. That means you can spawn multiple portals at a time, right? Keep running around, killing elites, getting more portals open, and getting your shot at more loot. Also, there will be an additional event at the quarter hour of every hour happening in Undermine where we'll get a portal storm spawning an additional 5 goblin portals. These portals have more affixes and greater chances at giving you loot. So again, a greater shot at the Inarius Charger and everything else. Now, if you want to just, be a vanilla Andy and go back to Stormwind and Orgrimmar, you can do that too. You can also go back to Dornogal. Those things will be spawning every half hour. You'll get a portal that spawns there. You won't see it on your map unless you're in the zone. So go back and get yourself in the zones if you want to go do those. But again, the best way to get this done is to go to Undermine, fly around, kill elites, and then obviously do the big spawn event when that happens as well. Again, what are you going to be getting out of this? You'll get Hellstone Shards, which are the currency here. You need 40 of those Hellstone Shards to get your tier set, your new recolor of your tier 2 set. So you can get that as well as, getting your chance at the Charger mount. So that's the way to do it quickly. But speaking of mounts, there's another thing to do. So we know that pre-patch, right, for Mists of Pandaria Classic has gone live, and if you're not going to do it, you're not a Classic Andy, you don't really want to go back and relive the glory days of the Panda Boys, you don't have to do that. Besides this one thing that I would suggest you do, go do the intro quest line, okay? Don't forget, the Reigns of the Azor Cloud Serpent is something that you can get, at least this green colorway of it now, if you do the opening quest lines. So what you're going to have to do here is make a Panda Boy, install, obviously, World of Warcraft Classic Pandas, then create a Panda character, complete the Pandaren Starting Zone experience, including choosing a path, Alliance or Horde. Once completed, Shadow Hands Sage Serpent will be delivered to your collection in Modern WoW. So again, this is like a green colorway of your Astral Cloud Serpent. Pretty badass. It goes with the same thing. Remember making the Death Knight for Wrath of the Lich King Classic? You get yourself the little flying boy Proto Drake Wrath looking mount. Well, this is the same thing. Get in there, make a panda, get yourself a free mount if you haven't done it already. So that's a nice little thing. This will last until July 30th. So you have the rest of this month to get this done if you want to go ahead and get that mount. And then speaking of mounts, obviously all the mounts, or most of the rare mounts, are now available to get at a faster and higher drop rate. So we have right now this Trader's Bounty, whatever the fuck they're calling it, the drop rates during this mount Collector's Bounty event. So this is increasing the drop rates of all of these mounts. We'll go through some of them quickly. Death Charger's Reigns from Classic WoW is something you can get as the Red Karaji mount. The Burning Crusade mounts, Ashes of Alar is probably going to be the one that a lot of people are going to want. Ravenlord actually is a pretty cool one as well. So these all have increased drop rates. Wrath of the Lich King Timewalking. By the way, because we're at Burning Crusade Timewalking right now, that does not mean that these drop rates are increased for those. In fact, there's a little note here that says for Timewalking raids, the drop rate has not been increased. So you got to go do these in their classic versions. Go to the dungeons and do them back how they were meant to be originally. Wrath of the Lich King mounts. Obviously, Invincible. I mean, is there another one that people are going to go for other than Invincible? Maybe some of these Proto Drakes. Mimiron's Head, potentially. I already have it. But yeah, Invincible. Getting Invincible, and Onyxia even is one of the ones that has an increased drop rate. For Cataclysm mounts, Experiment 12B, a favorite for a lot of people. Smoldering Egg, that's a cool one as well. What do we got here? Reigns of the Stone Drake, Reigns of the Southwind and Northwind. Yeah, some cool ones from Cataclysm that people are going to want for sure. Miss Pandaria, Reigns of the Astral Cloud Serpent. I mean, we talked about the color variation, but the original blue one, obviously, people are going to want to do that. So go do Alganon and get yourself the best shot at that. For Warlords, only the Felsteel Annihilator and the Iron Hoof Destroyer will be have increased drop rates. The Iron Hoof is a cool one. Go back and do the freaking longest raid ever, Blackhand and Blackrock Foundry. You don't have to go that deep in to get him done, but yeah, getting him done will give you that Iron Hoof Destroyer, so that's a cool one. If you get... Now, it's a drop rate increase, remember, this isn't guaranteed, but you're going to get your best shot for sure. For Legion mounts, I love these. I always thought the Living Felcors were really, really cool off of Gul'dan. Now you got your shot at a better, better chance at getting them. The Mythic Red version and the Green original version. Midnight Eternal Reigns, that's one I'm going for sure. Back in the revamped Cataclysm, revamped Karazhan dungeon, and then some of these other ones here if you want any of them. And then Battle for Azeroth. I mean Gmod. Who doesn't want to go get Gmod? Everyone's going to go try to go get Gmod, your favorite mech powered by Azerite that you've ever seen. Honestly, Gmod, is Gmod better than the Gallywix mount? I don't know. People, the Gallywix head's pretty cool. The cigar for the bullet, yeah, that's a badass one. But Gmod's a classic favorite for sure. So people will be going for that. And then Shadowlands mounts. Oh yeah, if you want to torture yourself by going back to Shadowlands, you might get rewarded for it. We got some Sanctum Gloom Charger. That's a really cool one that I always thought I wanted to get. Cartel's Master, Marrowfang's Reigns, Vengeance Reigns, and then the Fractal Cipher of Zareth Mortis Overseer. Okay, so there you go. All these mounts have increased chance. I think it's like 10% increased chance on getting some of these, or a 10x, I should say, increased chance. So cool stuff. Run around, get your mounts, and don't forget to do your greedy emissaries in Undermine. And that is all in terms of news.